This time I went cheap and wide. For the Imperial Fists I got these two Cataphractii Terminators that I liked the most. These are big guys, contending for precious shelf space. Then Ultramarines appeared, and I got again two of them. I skipped the power close guy, since there are too many of them these days. For Space Wolves I got these two Vargirs to accompany Russ as honor guards. Not much variety across the entire set of 5 to justify more. Let's see how they compare to each other, and who comes top in the grimdark of Terminator fashion style. First, let's start from the general impression, with our yellow and black Imperial Fist Sergeant that has been honored with the suit of armor. Nothing unexpected from the box, usual set of hands, the powersword and the old-fashioned storm bolter, and an additional bare head if you like it. The Imperial Fist's plain yellow has a dirty texture, with some slight brown and orange shadows around the edges to break the monotony. There are metal-like parts around the edges too, like the torso and pauldrons, that are painted with nice brushed gunmetal color. Then we have black inserts here and there, the leather-like stripes for the pauldrons, and painted rivets all around, awesome. Some more details on the backpack, with the fans and cables where the power generator is. Imperial Fists are no frills legion when talking about armor decorations. In terms of articulations instead, these Cataphractii Terminators are extremely possible because of their slender look, which may or may not appeal everybody. For sure, the legs can reach some ridiculous ranges of movements, which is surprising given that these should be big, heavily armored and slow power armor design. They have very broad shoulders with a great range of movement, but very thin abdomen and hip sections. They are literally T-shaped persons. And as you can see, this is valid for Ultramarines and Space Wolves too. The basic structure is the same, so also the pros and cons. But no Terminator is complete without a set of big heavy weapons. In the case of Imperial Fist, the Sergeant is armed with a storm bolter with ammo drums. Gunmetal painting is always nice, while the black is pretty dull. And he also owns the omnipresent powersword, that these days are not really exceptional weapons, and this one has no real details to make it stand out. The real star of the Imperial Fist show is the Heavy Flamer, which comes with the other Terminator guy, also equipped with a power fist to smash enemies to hamburgers. These heavy weapons are my favorites in the entire line, hopefully we will see more of them instead of common storm bolters and swords. Space Wolves, instead, come with a pretty standard loadout among the entire set of Vargirs. Storm bolters with dangerously exposed ammunitions, and these chain axes that are pretty unique to their religion, at least so far. No heavy weapons, just fire, hack and repeat for them, which is not something I like. The chain axes have some nice golden decorations, but again, the black parts will deserve some additional highlights to make them pop out. The only real contenders for the weapons are the Ultramarines, in particular the guy armed with a Reaper autocannon, which is outrageously huge. Look at it. This is a weapon worth of a transhuman soldier wearing a Terminator suit of power armor. Those storm bolters look like children toys compared to this beast that is probably going to scare the enemies with its presence alone. 10 out of 10 for me. Then we have the Sergeant armed with a standard power sword and a storm bolter, but who is the coolest guy should be clear. If we compare them to the Vargirs, it is clear that most of the Ultramarines' budget went into the real hard stuff, not into fancy pelts and bones for decorating the armor. For this reason, the heavy weapons prize is assigned to the Ultramarines. The Reaper autocannon is huge and wins over the heavy flamer used by the Imperial Fist, in my opinion. They are both big weapons, but the Reaper is in a class of his own. Where the Space Wolves shine is in the overall look. They are the most fashionable Terminators in the group. They live by the rule of cool. They have fancy details all around, and those pelts are very nicely made. In addition, the lower legs and their overlapping armor plates are a very cool design that I especially like, and they add to the overall score. The red and gold pauldrons also make the Imperial Fists and Ultramarines look like cheap guys compared to them. The Sons of Horus also seems to follow the essential design style guide. Space Wolves dominate over all of them because of their cool design. Of course, everything is about personal taste, but in my opinion the Space Wolves win the prize for the overall look. They look big, heavy and cool, and this is what I want for my shelves. And head sculpts add a lot to the coolness factor. Even in this area, the Space Wolves appear to rule with their Viking-like bearded bear heads. Hair and beards will probably deserve some inking, but they are quite better options than what we have for the other legions. Imperial Fists and Ultramarines instead favor helmeted options, with the two only bear heads being bald guys with rebreathers, so not much left to imagination. In the end, for me, the best loyalist Cataphracties so far are the Vargirs, because of their interpretation of the rule of cool. Ultramarines have the coolest weapons, but the worst paint job in my opinion, while the Imperial Fists are a middle ground, a good paint job and good weapons, but nothing exceptional. Therefore, in my opinion, they win over the Ultramarines in this context, even if slightly. What is your personal ranking instead? I'm sure that different people will have different opinion on this matter. Having said that, I will leave you to a gallery of pictures, maybe you will find something interesting. Have a nice rest of the day comparing your action figures in your shelves.